Town manager Mark Collier is here. A frustrating afternoon, a 2-1 defeat. It wasn't to be in the end.
No, I think that wasn't to be. I don't think if we'd still be playing now, it wasn't to be. I'm disappointed with the lads because we haven't played that well in the first half. However, going forward we looked okay. Didn't really create any real clear chances, but we were certainly a threat. We've given away 2 poor goals, an individual error. And then we've got away with the penalty when he's missed the penalty and then he's run through 5 or 6 people and scored from 25 yards. So that was disappointing. And we've been talking about if we concede 1 goal, then the next 20 minutes are absolutely vital that you stick in there and you don't concede that second goal. And we have conceded the second goal. We're up against it. But sort of going at half time nice and positive and thinking we can get something from this game. We know what it's like going down the slope. The wind was quite strong. I thought if we could get a goal in the first 25 minutes we'd have a chance. We left it a little bit late. And once we have got the goal, then there's only one team ever going to score another goal, and that was us. However, again, I'll moan about Lady Luck. She's not certainly on our side. Things hitting people and deflecting off of people and just going anywhere, but landing at the feet of us or landing at the striker's feet, and big appeals for penalties turned down. I'm disappointed for the lads because, as I say, the effort and the endeavour in the second half was outstanding, and that can only be good for us.
Let's go back to the first half. It's not the first time you and I have stood here this season and you've bemoaned conceding soft goals. What has to change to stop that from happening?
We've just talked about that now. Individual errors we can't do anything about. The other 10 can't do anything about it. I can't do anything about it. The player has to try not to make individual errors. However, if that is the case, then we have to make sure that we're thinking, what if he does make an individual error? And sometimes I think we're a little bit, he's going to bring that down, he's going to play, we're going to get a decent pass. Unfortunately, if it doesn't happen, then we're on the back foot, we've lost our shape a little bit. So we need to work on that, which we're going to do on Thursday. We're going to have to make sure that we're a little bit more defensively minded than we are currently.
Because what's happened recently is it's been goals conceded by some of the players who are your sort of so-called better players, who are some of the first names on the team sheets.
Yeah, Will will hold his hands up. He's conceded 3 or 4 goals of late. Not like him at all. However, that's what happens. He's going through a little confidence crisis with himself, I think. We talked to him about that. Every time he makes a mistake, they go and score from it, which is harsh. As I say, the players you expect not to make mistakes are the ones that possibly are error proven are not doing that. So it's a team thing. We need to make sure we're better defensively, right from the front right through to the goalkeeper. And as I said, there's lots of teams above us. There's a few teams below us. If we're in a dogfight, then so be it. I have no problem with that. We've got the spirit and the desire to make sure we get out of it. 18 games to play and all to play for.
That team spirit at the end. Will Richards has to come off on crutches. Gary Horgan's playing on one leg for much of the last 20 minutes or so. So you're down to 9 men effectively at the end, yet they still got stuck in. How bad are Will and Gary's injuries at this stage, do you think?
Will's ankle's coming up now as we speak, so that's quite obviously a bad one. He's got a history of ankle problems, so that's a bad one. Hawks has got very tight hamstrings, has a job to move. So we've made 3 subs. Gary Hawk gets injured, so in reality we've got 10 men because you can only just stand there, and then Will goes down, so we've got 9 men when we really want to push. But we did. We kept on pushing and kept on probing. Smalls scored whether it's a fortuitous free kick or not. He could have done better with the second one when the keepers come out. But then we've had chances. It's flashed across the goal and flashed across the front of the 6-yard box. Penalty appeals turned down. And I say all those little things that would normally go for us in the past are certainly not going for us at this moment in time. Can't feel sorry for ourselves. We need to make sure that we keep sticking together and working together, and hopefully the tide will turn.
Because regardless of how you're playing, whether it's good, bad or indifferent, the results speak for themselves. It's 4 defeats in a row now. How concerned are you by that?
Oh, absolutely, very concerned. Yeah, very concerned. It's not my job to make sure we try and sort it out. As I say, the players are not whinging and moaning about selection and everything else. They understand that teams need to rotate and players need to come in and go out. Certainly over this period of time. I thought Jackson's come and had a decent debut, looked a threat all the time, so he's only going to get better. It's the first time we've managed to play 2 up front for a little while, so that was a little change in formation. I'm obviously very concerned about where we are and the form we're in. There's only anyone can do about it is us, and we have to make sure we do that.
So you mentioned Jake Jackson making his debut today. I've talked about the potential of other players coming in. Could there be more movement between now and the weekend if the fitness is to go by, you might need one or two to replace the injured players.
Yeah, I mean, Curtis McDonald, we've got straight off. He's got a little quad injury, so he felt that and he's hitting it all on, so we've managed to get him off straight away. Will, obviously, I would imagine, will be doubtful. Gary Horgan will be doubtful. So we've got cover. You know, Abdi Noor didn't make the squad today. Matt Smith didn't make the squad today. So we've got people to come back in. However, Mullins is suspended, so we could well be down to the bare bones. But yeah, it is what it is. You know, 1 minute you think you've got 18 or 19 players to pick from, the next week you've only got 14 or 15. You know, so that 11 that start have got to go out and make sure they're very competitive from minute one until they're dragged off by me to the end.
And to finish, you said over Christmas about trying to get a bit more firepower, even alongside getting Jake Jackson in. Are you any further forward with that?
Not really. I mean, there's a few irons in the fire. I know I said there's irons in the fire before, but you know, there's a couple of things possibly happening. But we just need to wait and see what's going on that front. You know, obviously the Twine situation has passed now. The Christmas spell's over, the festive fixture. So you know, we'll have a look at that one. Same with the Jake Andrews one at Bristol City. And you know, there could be some movement with another player as well from this league, but you know, our hands are tied on that one currently.
Okay, thank you, Mark.
You're welcome.